Hi guys, so today we are going to continue dividing decimals. So we are going to start with topic 6.5. We are in 6.5 and we are going to do number 1. So number 1 focuses on vocabulary, right? Area, in the bold lettering, is the number of square units needed to cover a two-dimensional figure. So what do we know about area? Whoa! We know. Do we know a formula for area? What is the formula? Formula is length times width. That's correct. Area is equal to length times width. Okay. There's another word in here, two-dimensional. A two-dimensional figure is just like a regular figure that we would see. So a two-dimensional would be a regular rectangle. So if I drew a rectangle that looked like this, that would be a two-dimensional figure. So to find the area of a rectangle, multiply its blank by its blank. So what do we multiply when we are doing the area formula? We multiply its length by its width. Okay, I'm going to put L and W for length and width. So number 2, the rectangular parking lot of a school has an area of 298.2 square feet. If the parking lot is 21 feet long, how wide is the parking lot? So what do we know, right? Use our cube strategy. They're giving us two different units, 298.2 and 21. So I want you to also think about your area formula, right? Does it give us the area? It's giving us the area. It's a key word in here, right? Do you see another key word of what this equation, what this problem's giving us? It's giving us feet long, right? Feet long. Okay, and we have 21. So if I think about my area formula, 298.2 is the area they're giving us, right? And do they give us anything else that we could plug into that formula? They give us 21, which is the length, right? Do they give us the width? No, they don't give us the width. That's what they want us to figure out. How wide is the parking lot? So 21 times question mark, right, is going to give us 298.2. So now they're asking us, which operation can be used to find the answer? Well, when we want to find out the area, we multiply. So if we want to find out one of the missing factors, right, what can we do? We can do the opposite of multiplication, right, which is what? Which is division, okay? So in this blank, you're going to put division. And that is what we are going to do. I'm sorry about my writing with this pen. Oh, it just takes so long. We are going to do division to figure out the missing width. Okay. All right. So first I want us to estimate. Estimate 298.2 and estimate 21. So 298.2 goes to 300 and 21 goes to 20. So if we are going to divide 300 by 20, some of us may be able to do that mentally, but some of us can't. And even if you can do it mentally, you should be checking yourself on paper. 20, can 3 be divided by 20? No. How about 30? Can 30 be divided by 20? Yes. How many times? 1 time. 30 minus 20 gives us a difference of 10. Very good. And we have to bring down this 0 here. And we are left with 100. Can 100 be divided by 20? Yes. How many times? 5 times 20 is 100 even, and we are left with 0 here. So 300 divided by 20 is 15. Okay, I'm going to erase that work so we can work on the next step of the problem. Okay, now they want us to divide. They want us to divide the actual numbers, okay? So let's see, 298.2 divided by 21. Can 2 be divided by 21? No. Can 29? Yes. And if you see, they already gave us a number down below. So 21 can go into 29 one time. 9 minus 1 is 8. And then we are going to bring down the other 8. So now we have 88. 88, can 21 go into 88? It can. How many times? Well, they're not telling us how many times, but they told us that 84 would be subtracted from 88. So let's think about this. 21, I'm going to multiply 21 by 4 to figure out how many times you can go into it. 21 times 4, 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8. So that gives me 84 evenly. So I'm going to put 4 up in my quotient. Okay, so now 88 minus 84 is 4. Move this down a little bit. Okay, so now I have a decimal point here, okay? Remember, we're dividing without remainders. We want to divide and get a quotient that's going to be a decimal, not have a remainder in it, okay? So we have a decimal in the dividend. Whenever there's a decimal in the dividend, we have to make that decimal and bring it and rise it up to the roof, right? This is our division house. So we are going to raise, remember, we're going to raise the roof, raise the roof. Okay, I got a little cheesy little decimal division chant that you guys are going to remember. Raise the roof. So wherever the decimal is, that's how you know where to put the decimal in your quotient, because we are raising it up, raising it to the roof. I know it's cheesy, but you know what? You're going to remember it. Okay, so wherever the decimal is here in the dividend, you're going to put the decimal in that same place in your quotient. Okay, I'm going to actually outline it in the red so you see it nicely. Okay, now we have to bring down our 2. So now we have 42. Okay, how many times does 21 go into 42? Well, it went into 84 4 times. So I'm going to take half of that. I'm going to take 2 and see if that works. 2 times 1 is 2. And 2 times 2 is 4. So that gives me 42. So 2 times. Okay, 42 minus 42 gives us 0. So now the parking lot is 14 by 2 feet wide. Okay, so how do I know my math was correct? What can be something, what can I do to check my math? I can multiply, right? I can multiply the width and the length to make sure that I got the correct area. So now number 5 wants us to do that, but they are going to set it up using an area model since we are finding area, right? Sorry, I'm just going to erase this out of here so we have some room to do work. All right, here we go. All right, so we have our numbers that we were using. 14 and 2/10, right? So they broke it up into 14 and 2/10. And then we have 21, so 20 and 1, right? 2 10s, 1 1, right? 14 and 2/10, okay? So let's multiply all these different factors and see if we get our same area that we started with. So we have 14 times 20. what is 14 times 20? I'm going to do some side division here. Side multiplication. And who knows a shortcut for multiplying 14 times 20? You can do 14 times 2. Okay, so 20 has a 0, right? So right now we're going to remove the 0 and do 14 times 2. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 1 is 2. And now in my product, I'm just going to add that 0 back at the end. So 14 times 20 is 280. 280. Okay, now I'm going to do blank times 20, right? So I already used 14, so now I have to do 2/10. 2/10 times 20. So now I'm going to rewrite it this way, which you can do because you could use the commutative property in addition, which you can move the numbers around. They will still give you the same product. Okay, so 20 times 2/10. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 2 is 4. And I only have one place to move my decimal point. So that gives me 4. 2/10 times 20 gives me 4. Okay, now let's see. We did 14 times 20 here. So now we have to do 14 times 1, which should give me, you guys should know that, 14 right off the bat. And my last one. What should I multiply here? 2/10 times 1. 2/10 times 1 is 2/10. Okay, so now we have to add all of these products together to see if they add up to our area. So we are going to add up 280, 280, plus 2/10 plus 14 plus 4. Okay, and when you add them up, I like to add them up vertically. I don't like adding them up horizontally. It's just the way my mind works. 280 plus 0.2. Where am I going to put 0.2 or 2/10? 2/10 is going to go right here, okay? And remember, you could always add a decimal and add a 0 so all of your columns are nice and lined up. And then I'm going to add 14 in there. I'm going to put a decimal point and a 0. And then I'm going to add 4. And I'm going to put a decimal point and a 0. Just so everything is nice and organized and lined up, right? Because remember, math, you need to be neat. Otherwise, your answer can be incorrect just because you are not being neat. All right, so let's add these all up. I'm going to add the tenths up. I have 2/10. Then I'm going to go to the ones. 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. And 2, there's nothing in the hundreds column. And it gives me 298 and 2/10. Okay, I am going to scroll back up to see if my answer is correct. That should be what the original area was of the parking lot. The original area of the parking lot was 298 and 2/10. 298 and 2/10. And that means my answer is correct. Okay, I want you to follow this algorithm and do number 6 on your own. You guys got this. Look back and review if you have any questions.